ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ So Guru Pyari Sadh Sangat Ji, like always we're going to start off with Mool Matra da Jap, Guru Matra da Jap ਅਤੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰਨ we're going to look at a couple stories and that'll be the end of today's session. So ਸਾਰੇ ਰਲ ਮਿਲ ਕੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਚਿੱਤੇ ਕਰੀਏ ਜੀ। ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖੋ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰੁ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤਿ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦਿ ਜਪੁ ਆਦਿ ਸਾਚੁ ਜੁਗਾਦਿ ਸਾਚੁ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੁ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੁ ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖੋ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰੁ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤਿ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦਿ ਜਪੁ ਆਦਿ ਸਾਚੁ ਜੁਗਾਦਿ ਸਾਚੁ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੁ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੁ ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖੋ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰੁ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤਿ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦਿ ਜਪੁ ਆਦਿ ਸਾਚੁ ਜੁਗਾਦਿ ਸਾਚੁ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੁ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੁ ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖੋ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰੁ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤਿ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦਿ ਜਪੁ ਆਦਿ ਸਾਚੁ ਜੁਗਾਦਿ ਸਾਚੁ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੁ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੁ ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖੋ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰੁ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤਿ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦਿ ਜਪੁ ਆਦਿ ਸਾਚੁ ਜੁਗਾਦਿ ਸਾਚੁ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੁ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੁ ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖੋ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰੁ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤਿ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦਿ ਜਪੁ ਆਦਿ ਸਾਚੁ ਜੁਗਾਦਿ ਸਾਚੁ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੁ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੁ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। So Guru Piri Sadh Sangat Ji, before we start, there's a little bit of an announcement. There's going to be a little bit of a change in how we usually do the Sakhis. So some people were saying to the Sevadars that there's not enough time to memorize the tukhs. in 2 weeks, and to memorize the meanings, and to really do a bias of it, to really go over it again and again. So we're going to change things up a little bit. Instead of doing a Sakhi every week and the test every 2 weeks, we're going to do a Sakhi every 2 weeks, and the test is going to be after 4 weeks. So at the end of the month. So in the beginning of the month, you guys will get a new shabd or a new some tukhs to memorize with their meanings. And at the end of the month, everyone should be giving a test, and you should be going over the tukhs every month to really understand the meanings, and to really go over the meanings, and to really think about the meanings, and to memorize it, memorize it, memorize it, memorize it. ठीक है जी? So the reason we memorize Gurbani is like sometimes when we're doing things, it'll just come from inside of us. Guru Sahib Ji always blesses us with the Bani, and we all get in trouble. We all have difficult times, and instead of just thinking irrationally or thinking and just doing something, we can take a step back and we can focus on God, and Guru Sahib Ji will send us this Bani that we know, send us this Bani that we memorized, and with it, Guru Sahib Ji will be talking to us. Guru Sahib Ji will be telling us how to overcome that hardship, right? So instead of just acting out, we can take a step back, we can think about everything, and we can ask Guru Sahib Ji for help. And Guru Sahib Ji will use this Bani to explain what they mean, to explain how we can get across everything. So the only way that'll happen, that this Bani will just come up from inside of us, is if we've done a lot of abhyas. If you went over this Bani again and again and again. ठीक है जी? So again, this Sakis will be every 2 weeks, and I apologize. We didn't originally plan to do a Saki this week, so I decided to just do one on Dhan Sri Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji. Which Guru is it? Which number is it? Our third Guru, Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji. Because the Parkash purb just occurred a few days ago. There was the Parkash purb. Parkash purb is their birthday. ठीक है जी? So the Sakhi that I'm going to tell, everyone probably already knows it, but please just give me your attention, and we'll try to go over it again, and we'll see how much love Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji really had for Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji, their Guru Sahib Ji. And if there's time at the ending, we'll do a quick story. It's kind of funny. It's not hilarious, but it's kind of funny. And we'll look at a quick story of a Sikh at the time of Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji, who had a lot of love for Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji. And we'll see what happens to him and how Guru Sahib Ji blesses him if we have time. ठीक है जी? But we're going to start with the Sakhi of Dhan Sri Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji, and we've probably already heard it, but we're going to go over it again, and we're going to see how much love Guru Sahib Ji had, okay? So we all know Dhan Sri Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji. We all know that they were a little bit older than Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji actually when they got Gurta Gadi. But how old were they? Did you guys know they were actually 6 months older than Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji? They were born in 1526, 6 months before Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji. So they were born 1526, Vaisakh Sudi Chodas. So that translates to like about so Vaisakh Sudi Chodas is like the 14th of Vaisakh, which is like May the 6th in our calendar. So their birthday just passed a little while ago. Anyways, so Guru Sahib Ji was born 6 months before Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji, and their whole life they were religious, but they didn't have a guru. They were religious, they used to do good things, but they didn't have a guru. So they used to go around, and anyone that was hungry, anyone that was homeless, any sant that they met, any holy person that they met, they used to give them langar. They used to give them food to eat. They used to give them a place to stay if they needed a place to stay. And Guru Sahib Ji was getting older and older, and they started to think, like, what's the meaning of life? Why am I on this earth? Right? Like, why haven't I been given this human form? Right? They started to think about all this, and they saw white hairs in their beard. White hairs started to come, and they're like, my whole life, all I did was really I just made house. I made a house for myself. I've been working. I've done a couple of good things. I've fed some people, but what's the purpose of this list? How can I be happy with my life? How can I attain true happiness in life? Right? So they started asking them these questions, and people started telling them all sorts of different things. So they said, you should go to do a Shnana Ganga, and Ganga is a river that's considered to be really holy. So Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji's family used to follow more Hindu traditions, right? So Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji, every year, twice a year, they would go to Ganga to do a Shnan. And they were really religious. They were really nice. They would feed people. They would do their Shnan. And they were good. They were really good people. But they didn't have a guru, right? Like we have done Tarchit Guru, Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. But they didn't have a guru that they could bow down to, that they followed. So some time passed. And after about the 19th time that they went to Ganga to do Ishnan, they met someone. And it's written that his name is Hari Sadhu, Sadhu Hari. So he was a sadhu, he was a saint, and his name was Hariji, right? Hariji. And Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji was really religious, and he started talking to them. They started talking to this religious person, to this sadhu, and they start talking about what's the meaning of life. How can I get rid of everything bad that I've done? How can I get rid of bad thoughts that sometimes pop into my head? How can I get rid of uh, difficult times? And how can I attain true happiness? How can I become happy with my life? How can I meet God? They start asking all these questions, and they have a conversation with the sadhu, and they're having such a conversation. They're talking to each other with so much love, and they're having such a good time that like when your time flies by when you're having fun type of thing. They were talking. They already reached back from Ganga. They reached Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji's house, and Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji said, "Look, we're already at my house, right?" And they were like, "Please, we've been having such a nice conversation. Come into my house. Let me feed you some langar. Let me give you something to eat." Right? So the sadhu says, "Sure," and he comes into his house, and Guru Sahib Ji brings him a glass of water. He brings him a glass of water, and he said, "Langar is getting ready. Until that, you can just have this glass of water." Right? And then you know what the sadhu says? They say, Amar Das, because they weren't Guru at this time, they were just Amar Das. They said, Amar Das, who is your Guru? Like, we've been having such a deep conversation. We've been talking about how to get rid of our bad thoughts and how can we become happy. I want to know, who's your Guru? Who taught you all this? Right? And you know what Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji says? Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji says, I don't have a Guru. My whole life I've been trying to find a Guru, but I haven't found a Guru yet. I haven't found a Guru yet. I don't have a Guru. And you know what that sadhu says? He throws away the water and he throws up his hand. He's like, your beard is white. Your beard is white. What are you looking towards now? Like, the next thing after this is just death. Like, now you're a Buddha. You're old. Right? When someone's a baby, they think that, you know what, I'll become an adult. When someone's an adult, I'll become middle-aged. But now when you're middle-aged, you think I'll become a Buddha, I'll become old-aged. Now you're already old-aged. What can you look towards now? Now there's only death in front of you. And you still haven't found a Guru? And you know what this sadhu says? He says, without the Guru, you cannot find God. Without the Guru, you cannot find God. Gur bin kor andar, Guru bin samjna aave. Right? Je sochanda ugveh suraj charhe hajar, ete charan hondia gur bin kor andar. Without the Guru, you can never find the true path. You can never find the path to meet God. And you know what he says? He says, I can't believe I wasted so much time talking to a Nagora, talking to someone that doesn't have a Guru. Because Gurbani even says, Negore ka hai nao bura. Even just saying the name of someone that doesn't have a guru, even just saying their name is a pop. And he throws his hands up, he's like, without the guru, you'll never find God. And he walks out of the house, he doesn't eat anything, doesn't do anything. And he's like, I can't believe I wasted so much time. And you know, Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji, they hear this and it hits them. It hits them that without the Guru, you cannot find God. Without the Guru, you cannot find God. And that whole night, they're tossing and they're turning. They're going to one side and they're going to the other side, but they can't fall asleep. They can't fall asleep. The whole time they're thinking about this, that without the Guru, I won't be able to find God. That I'm old, I'm already old. I don't know how much longer I'm going to live. I need to find the Guru. I need to find a Guru. The whole night they can't sleep. It's killing them. These words that the sadhu said is hurting them inside. And then they hear a noise from outside. And you know who it is? It's Bibi Amroji. And if someone knows who Bibi Amroji is, and you guys want to post it in the comments, or I'll give you extra points. You know those competitions? I don't know when we're going to get to restart time, when we're going to get to give you guys some prizes, but there will be extra points if someone knows who Bibi Amro is. ठीक है जी? But Bibi Amroji is the daughter of Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji. So if someone actually knew that, please post message in the WhatsApp group or post it in the comments, and we'll give you extra points, I promise, whenever we get back to that competition. Anyways, so Bibi Amroji is the daughter of Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji, the second Guru, and she's singing Gurbani. She's singing Gurbani of Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji, and Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji hears this Gurbani, and he finally finds that peace. He finds the Anand. He finds the happiness that he's been searching for. He's hearing this Bani. He doesn't fully understand it, but it's bringing him so much happiness from inside. It's bringing it. He's having love. He's loving to hear this Bani. He wants to hear more. He wants to hear more. And you know what happens? He goes to Guru Bibi Amroji, and he's like, "Whose Bani is this? Please take me to whoever wrote this Gurbani." And she says, "This is Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji's Bani." And Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji says, "Please take me to Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji." Right? And she says, Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji isn't here anymore. But in his position is my father, Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji. And this is actually, some of you guys might know this, but Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji and Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji are actually related. So they're in-laws. They're in-laws. So Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji's youngest brother, his son was married to Guru Bibi Amroji. And Bibi Amroji is the daughter of Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji. So a little bit complicated, but Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji is an in-law relationship. So yeah, they're in-laws of Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji. So they've actually met Guru Sahib Ji many times, right? Because they're relatives. They're related to each other. They've met Guru Sahib Ji many times, but now they're not just meeting them as relatives. Now, when Guru Sahib Ji goes to Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji, Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji gets up and they spread their hands out and they want to give a huge hug because they're related to each other, right? Guru Sahib Ji wants to give a huge hug to Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji. But Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji, what do? They fold their hands and they fall at their feet. They say, "Please, Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji, today I'm not here as your relative. Today I don't see you as my relative. Today I see you as my Guru. Please, make me your Sikh." Right? Make me your Sikh. I don't want to be your relative. I want to be your Sikh. So that's the love. That's how much love Guru Sahib Ji started having for Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji. They don't see them as their relative anymore. They see them as their Guru. And we have to look into our life now. We see, a lot of people like me, we do Matha take to Guru Granth Sahib Ji. We've met Guru Granth Sahib Ji a lot of times. But do we see Guru Granth Sahib Ji as our Guru? Or do we just see Guru Granth Sahib Ji as just words on a sheet of paper, right? Because when we see Guru Sahib Ji as God, when Guru Granth Sahib Ji as God, right? Log jana eh geet hai, eh to brahm vichar. Right? like some people think it's just nice, like good sounding words, like rhyming poems are written in Guru Granth Sahib Ji, but it's not. Guru Granth Sahib Ji says themselves that this is like conversations with God. That's what we need to see. That's how we need to see Guru Sahib Ji, right? So this is the type of love we need to have for Guru Sahib Ji. This is the sight that we need to see Guru Sahib Ji with. So Guru Sahib Ji says, are you sure it's going to be it's really hard to become a true Sikh? And Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji says, no matter what it takes, I want to be your Sikh. And at this time, Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji was 72 years old. So just imagine, just look at your grandparents and you can see how old they are. Ask them how old they are and see how they're walking. They're probably walking with a cane, or they're really old and they're having a hard time doing stuff, right? But Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji is 72 when they come to Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji's when they take Guru Sahib Ji as their guru, right? When they come into their shan, when they come into their company, right? When they come into their sangat, they're 72 years old, and you know what seva they get? We all know what seva they get. They get the seva of carrying the water. So they get the seva of carrying the water. Every day they would walk to a river. It's called Biasa. They walk to the river Bias. Is 6 kilometers away. And they would walk there and they would fill up a huge gagar with water and bring it for Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji so Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji could do Ishnan. And you know how much love they had for Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji? The whole time. So they would get up just a little bit past 12 a.m. They would wake up just past 12 a.m. and they would get their gagar. Let's take a look. They would get their gagar. This is their actual gagar that they use. And they would carry it on their head or they would carry it on their shoulder and they would walk backwards. Why? Because they were like, I don't want to turn my back on the Guru. So they would walk backwards 6 kilometers all the way from Khadur side, where Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji was, all the way back to the river Bias. And then they would fill up this water. And the whole time they were walking, you can see them. The whole time they're walking, they have a mala in their hand, they're doing Gurbani. They're reading Path, right? They're thinking of Guru Sahib Ji. They're doing Gurbani, as much Gurbani as they can. And then they would reach the river. And you know how much love they had? They said, I'm not going to take a bath before Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji takes a bath. So you know how they used to fill up the water? They were like, if I take my clothes off and I go into the water and I fill it up, then I basically took a bath. So you know what they would do? They would still be wearing their clothes and they would walk into the river. They would walk into the river and submerge themselves into the water. They would walk into the water so that the container on their head gets filled with water. That's how they would fill the water. And then they would walk back with the wet clothes all the way back to Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji, and they would give water to Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji so Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji could do their Ishnan. And they did this every day. It didn't matter if it was cold outside. It didn't matter if it was winter. It didn't matter, like yesterday it started snowing. It didn't matter if it was snowing. It didn't matter if it was raining. Every day for 12 whole years, Guru Sahib Ji would do this seva. Not one day did they miss. Right? Not one day did they miss. So every day they're doing seva. Such hard seva. And they were 72 when they started doing this seva. Their skin started ripping because even in the winter, they're walking outside in the cold and they're walking outside with wet clothes. Their skin started ripping. But they didn't stop doing the seva. People would see Guru Sahib Ji, they would see that they have ripped clothes because they're doing so much seva, and they would start crying. They were like, wow, how much love does this guy have? And you know what they would do? After they were done, after they gave the bath to Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji, you think they were done for the day? No. Then they went straight into the langar. And Guru Sahib Ji would start doing the seva of langar. So they would make the langar. They would feed langar to the sangat. And the whole day they would be doing Gurbani. They would be doing any seva that they get. The whole day they would be doing seva and seva and seva. They were doing so much seva that they wouldn't even eat themselves. Themselves, they used to starve, but they used to do seva for the whole Sangat. So much that Guru Angad Dev Ji had to ask people to get up and just say, can you just go make sure that Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji ate today? Because Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji, they had so much love when they were doing seva that they didn't want to stop. They would do seva and seva and seva, and Guru Sahib Ji would send people, says, please make sure that Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji has ate today. Make sure that he's ate some prasadi today. They would have to send people to remind them that Guru Angad Dev Ji said, please eat, please, Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji, take a break and eat something. Guru Sahib, that's how much love they had for Guru Sahib Ji. That's how much love they had for this seva. That's how much dedication they had to this seva. Right? So they were doing this seva for 12 years. 12 years. So imagine that. They started at 72, now they're 84, and they're still doing this seva. And it's getting so heavy that they can't carry the gagra on their head anymore. They can't carry the bucket on their head, so they started carrying it on their shoulder. That's why you'll see pictures with it on their head, or you'll see pictures with it on their shoulder. They're both, right? But they were still doing that seva. They didn't stop the seva. What happened? We all know the story. One day, it's raining, it's storming. Let's imagine it in our heads. The lightning is going off, and it's pitch black. It's pitch black. It's storming, and Guru Sahib Ji is carrying this. Guru Sahib Ji is carrying this bucket full of water, and they go to Bias, and they fill it up, and they're walking backward, and they're walking back towards Guru Sahib Ji. They're walking, and what happens? They fall. Their foot gets stuck on a little piece of wood, on a kumbal is what it's called. This little piece of wood, you can kind of see in the picture, their foot is beside a little stick that's sticking up. It's called a kumbal. And basically it's used by clothes maker to make clothes, but they fall. They fall, but even when they fall, they don't let the water spill. They keep the water over there, and then they get right back up, and the people whose kumbal it was, it's like it's used to make clothes, but they hear a noise outside. They're like, who is it at this time, right? And they were like, it's Amru Nithava. It's Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji. He has no house. He has no home. And you know what? This hurt Guru Sahib Ji. He was like, they're calling me homeless, but my home is Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji, right? And he was like, Kamliye, like I do have a home. I have the biggest home. My home is Dhan Sri Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji, right? And then they walk back towards Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji. They give the water to Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji. Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji does their shnan, and they tell Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji exactly what happened, exactly what the BB had said, what that person had said, and they said that Kamliye, I do have a home. My home is Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji, right? And Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji gets so happy. They get so happy with all the seva that Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji has been doing that they bless him with the Gurta Gaddi, and they bless him with Baram Var, with 12 with 12 blessings. So Guru Sahib Ji had done seva for 12 years. Every year they did seva, they would get one sropa. And they would get one sropa and they would tie it on their head. Right? And now today they got 12 promises or 12 things that Guru Sahib Ji said will happen to you. They said, Nithavya Dathav, Nimanya Daman, Nitanya Ditan, Nyotian the Ot, Negatian the Gat, Nepatian the Pat, Niterian the Ter, Neasran the Asre, Atir Jan the Tiraj, Pir Shaktian Vale Vichon Vade Pir, Home Bandana nu Torn Vale, ਅਤੇ ਪਾਪਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਖੁੱਚਤ ਹੋਈ ਰੂਹ ਨੂੰ ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਚਰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਿਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ. So they got 12 blessings. They got 12 blessings. Right? I don't expect you guys to memorize them. Actually, we should memorize them. A lot of it comes in our Daas, and I will send it to you on WhatsApp or something, and if we can memorize them, that's great. Like I know it's a little bit hard to memorize this stuff, But if we can memorize these things, we can see how great the Guru Sahib Ji was, how great, how many blessings they got, right? So Guru Sahib Ji blessed them with everything, and Guru Sahib Ji themselves sat them on the Gurta Gadi, and they Matha Tek, they said, today you're the owner of Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji's house. Before, these guys were calling you homeless. Now you have the greatest house in the world. You're going to be the owner of Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji's house. You're going to sit on Guru Sahib Ji's Gadi. You're going to be the next Guru Nanak. You're going to be the next Guru Angad. Today, you're not Amar Das anymore. Today, you're Tan Sri Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji. Right? So let's look. So Guru Sahib Ji, they were 50 when they started having these, when they saw the white hairs in their dadi, and they started going to do a shnan. They started to do a shnan at Ganga, right? And then at 72, they came into the shad, into the sanctuary, into the sangat of Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji, right? And they did so much seva. And after 12 years of doing this hard seva, they got the ultimate blessing. They got the greatest blessing. Not only did they attain the happiness, not only did they wipe out all their past sins, not only did they wipe out anything wrong that they had done before, but now they're Guru. Now people are Matha taking to them. Now people are coming to them to learn how they can get rid of anything bad that they've done, and learn how to jap Naam, and how to do seva, and how to do Simran. Right? So we all probably heard that story before. If not, then that is the story of how Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji did seva and became Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji. And now, like I promised, we're going to look at a quick story about a Sikh at the time of Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji. And it's a really quick story. It's a little bit funny. You just have to kind of imagine how everything is happening, and you guys might laugh, might chuckle a little bit. You know how sometimes you kind of go like we blow a little air a little bit faster through our nose. We might do that or something, you know. Anyways, so this is a story about a Sikh. Langada Sikh is what everyone used to call him. Langada Sikh. Langada means someone that's crippled, someone that's on crutches, someone that's handicapped, right? Langada aake torda siga. He used to walk with a limp. He used to like limp to the side. See, there's not many good pictures, but I tried my best to find some cartoons and stuff for you guys. So this is like, so he used to have, he had one of his legs was actually broken. It wasn't working properly, and he used to have one crutch that he used to walk with, right? He used to have a todi. A todi is a crutch. And he used to have one crutch that he used to walk with. So he used to walk with this, but he had a lot of love for Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji. A lot of love for Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji, right? And he used to do seva of Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji. You know what his seva was? His seva was that every day in the morning, he would make dahi, he would make yogurt, and he would take it to Guru Sahib Ji, so that Guru Sahib Ji could have it with their langar. So every day before langar, he would walk from his house, and his house was 12 kilometers away. He would walk with one crutch in one hand, and in the other hand, he would be holding the dahi. And he would bring this every day, do Simran. Think about Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji. Think about how much he loved Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji. And every day, bring the dahi for Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji. And he himself didn't eat anything until Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji ate. So, and Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji, they saw this love that the Sikh had, and they said, every day, I'm not going to eat until this Singh brings the dahi. So every day, the Singh would bring the dahi and give it to Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji. And only after Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji had that dahi would Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji eat, and the rest of the langar happen. So they're doing this every day. Every day they're doing this, and about 6 years pass. And you know what happens? One day they're walking from their house. They're walking from, it was a place called Talavandi, right? But they're walking from their house, And what happens? The Chaudhry comes out. The head of the village comes out. So this guy, he's walking, he thinks he's so big, he thinks he's powerful, right? And he thinks I'm so cool and everything. And you know what happens? He sees this. He sees the Langda Sikh, right? He sees, some people say his name was Prema, but some people just say his name was Langda Sikh because everyone used to call him Langda. But they see this person, right? And they start making fun of him. They say, you've been going to Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji for so long. You say has all the power in the world. How come he hasn't fixed your leg yet? Right? You say you're getting happiness, but I see you limping towards Guru Sahib Ji and limping back. I see no difference, right? And he starts making fun of him. He starts making jokes. And you know what he does? He takes the crutch. And he was like, I'm not going to let you go today. Right? So he takes the crutch away. So this guy is there. He's on one leg. He's holding the thing. And he was like, please, Chaudhry Sahib, right? Like he's begging him. He was like, please, I don't have any power against you. I can't do anything. Like, please just give me back my crutch. Just give me back my leg. So I can walk to Guru Sahib Ji and I can give him his langar, right? And he was like, haven't you asked the Guru to fix your leg? Like, why hasn't he fixed your leg, right? And you know what the Sikh says? He's like, I haven't asked him to fix my leg. Because I'm getting, Guru Sahib Ji is blessing me with this inner peace. Every time I see Guru Sahib Ji, every time I read Guru Sahib Ji's Bani, I'm getting this amrit from inside. I'm getting this happiness from inside. I don't want to ask Guru Sahib Ji to just fix my leg. Who knows what Guru Sahib has in store for me, right? He was like, who knows what Guru Sahib Ji is going to bless me with. I'm not going to just say, fix my leg. I'm going to, that's how much love this guy had for Guru Sahib Ji. He was like, I don't want to ask Guru Sahib Ji to fix my leg. If Guru Sahib Ji is fine with me walking like this, I'm fine with it as well. I'm just going to do jap. I'm just going to do Simran of Guru Sahib Ji and just thank Guru Sahib Ji for everything that he's given me and just keep doing my seva. And he's begging him. He's like, please give me back my crutch. Please give me back my crutch. This guy's a little bit of a bully. He's just teasing him. He was like, let's see you walk now. Let's see you walk now. Right? He's just teasing him. And eventually, they give him his crutch back. And he starts walking as fast as he can to Guru Sahib Ji. And Guru Sahib Ji is so Guru Sahib Ji is there, Guru Sahib Ji is there, and the langar, they give the langar to everybody. So Guru Sahib Ji is sitting on their gaddi, or they're sitting in the langar hall, and everyone gets plates and everyone gets langar, and everyone's waiting. Because no one eats langar until we do pog, right? Today we do pog with a kirpan, but back then they used to do pog by letting Guru Sahib Ji eat the langar first. So everyone is waiting. But Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji, they're not eating. They were like, I'm not going to eat until the Singh brings the langar. And they were like, today, the Chaudhry is giving my Sikh a hard time. But they're like, my Sikh is still going to bring the dahi for me. So I'm not going to eat until the Sikh brings the dahi for me. So they're waiting. And finally, the Sikh comes with the dahi. And they were like Guru Sahib Ji already knows everything. But they were like, Sikha, what took you so long today, right? And they tell them the whole story in front of everyone. They tell the whole story. And they were like, don't worry, bring the dahi, right? And they eat and everyone eats langar. And they say, Guru Sahib Ji says, Sikha, I didn't even notice that your leg was broken, right? They were like, you should have said something. We would have fixed it earlier. They were like, okay, no worries. I want you to go to one of my Sikhs, right? His name is Shah Hussain. They said, I want you to go to Shah Hussain and he's going to fix your leg in no time, right? So Shah Hussain was actually a Muslim, but he used to believe in Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji. He knew that Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji was God on earth, right? So he was a Sikh, basically, of Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji, but he was a Muslim at the same time, right? So this Sikh, this Langda Sikh, right? This cripple, this handicapped Sikh, some people called him Prema, he walked all the way to Shah Hussain. And he was like, this person, Shah Hussain, is going to fix my leg, right? He must be really, really religious, right? He was like, I should he's going to give me so much, he's going to give me a leg. He was like, I should bow down, I should do matha take to him, right? When I see him. So he goes to meet Shah Hussain, and Shah Hussain, he's a really angry type of person. He gets angry really fast, right? So what happens? Shah Hussain comes, he tells him, I'm a Sikh from Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji, right? Shah Hussain didn't used to let anyone meet him because people used to think this guy's a holy person. They used to go meet him. They used to go meet him. And he was like, I have to meet people every day. I can't sit down and do Simran. So he never used to let anyone meet him. But today, this Sikh came and he was like, I'm a Sikh of Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji. Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji sent me. And just because Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji sent him, he was like, okay, you can come meet me, right? And what happens? They meet him, and the Sikh, the first thing they do is the matha take to him, right? And this guy starts getting angry. He was like, why are you matha taking to me, right? I'm not your Guru. Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji is your Guru, right? And they started getting angry and they were like, sorry, Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji said you were going to fix my leg and I thought you were religious. You're so religious and everything, right? So I was going to matha take to you. And you know what happens? This guy, he gets so angry, right? He pulls out a stick. He's like, how dare you matha take to me? He pulls out a stick. He pulls out a stick and he starts trying to chase him. He starts trying to chase the Sikh, right? He starts trying to chase the Langara. And the Langara gets scared, right? Someone's coming after him with a broom, right? He's coming after him with a stick. And he starts running away. He was like, this is gonna, what did I get myself into, right? He starts running away. It's like this. And, but you really have to imagine it. He starts running away, right? He's looking back. He was like trying to run as fast as he can. And he's running, and he's like, what? He's running. And then he was like, wait a minute. I don't even have my crutch. How am I running? He's running. He was like, what happened? Like I started running and my leg is fixed. Like I don't even have my crutch anymore. So he was like, it's kind of like that. Yeah, I don't know. So he was like, the guy didn't even do anything. All he did was matha take, and then he got scared and he started running for his life. And all of a sudden, he doesn't need crutches anymore. And you know what happens? He outran Pir Hussain, no problem, right? He outran Pir Hussain, and then he noticed that he doesn't even have a crutch anymore. And he's like, how did this happen? He goes back to Shah Hussain and he matha takes to him again. He was like, thank you, you fixed my leg by doing whatever you did. And he tells him the story. He's like, I dropped my crutch over here and I started running. And then I noticed halfway through that I'm running without my crutch, that my leg is fixed now. Suddenly I'm running with my legs. I don't know how it happened. And Pir Hussain says, go, Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji worked their magic. They worked their magic through me. They gave me the glory of all this happening. But Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji blessed you with your leg. ठीक है? So he goes back to Guru Sahib Ji and he matha takes to Guru Sahib Ji as well. And he says, thank you, Guru Sahib Ji. Thank you for blessing me with my leg. And thank you for sending me to Shah Hussain or however you did it. Thank you for blessing me, right? And just like that, he continued doing his seva. And he did even more seva now that he had a leg, right? So that was just the story of one of the Sikhs at the time of Guru Sahib Ji. Hopefully you guys found it funny. I thought it was funny. I thought it was hilarious. Anyways, but this is the love that Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji had for Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji. Because in the beginning, Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji looked at Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji a lot of times. They were related. They were relatives. They used to see each other. And they used to hug. And they used to talk. And then they used to go home. But now, Jini Jitha Mera Satgur Paukar. This time they didn't see Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji didn't see Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji just as a relative, right? Now they're seeing them with love. And with this love, they did so much seva. For 12 years, they did seva. It didn't matter if it was cold. It didn't matter if it was snowing. It didn't matter if it was ice outside. Every day, they would make sure that they went outside and they would carry this water. 6 kilometers, they would be carrying this water for Guru Sahib Ji so that they could do Ishnan. And remember how they filled this water. They would walk with their clothes to fill it up, and then they would walk out of the river because they said, I'm not going to do Ishnan before. They had so much love for Guru Sahib Ji. There's so many stories of Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji. गुरु अमरदास की अकात कथा है एक जीह कच के ही ना जाए. Right? Gurbani says that the stories of Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji are unlimited. One person, one tongue can't say them all. We can literally, like next week we're going to do this talk, we can look at another story from Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji's life. We might actually just do that. But there's unlimited stories, right? Bhale Amar Das gun tere, teri upma tohe bane aave. Only Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji knows their own glory. Like there's so many stories of Guru Sahib Ji and how much love they had. But when they started seeing Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji with this love, not just as a relative, with love, then they found that happiness that they were looking for, right? They found the happiness that they were looking for their whole life. And just like that, we need to see, we all come and we all meet Guru Granth Sahib Ji. We all do Matha Tek to Guru Granth Sahib Ji. But if we're not getting that happiness from inside when we read Gurbani, then we have to look at ourselves. Are we just looking at it as like, are we just reading this stuff as words, right? Jini Dita Mera Satguru Pao Kar, yeah, look at Guru Sahib Ji with love, yeah, the story's almost done, please end. It's almost 1 o'clock, I want to go back to my work. Or are we actually like trying to learn from this, right? Because when we start actually having the love, Sun Sakhi Man Jap Pyar, Guru Sahib Ji says we should listen to these Sakhis and we should have a love inside. Right? That's why we listen to these Sakhis. So when we actually start seeing Guru Sahib Ji, not just as paper, not just as words, but as God. That's what it is. It's God standing right in front of us. We're mutating to God, right? When we take a hukamnama, it's God talking to us. If we have a question, we could take a hukamnama, and that question will be answered by God, right? So when we start seeing Guru Sahib Ji with that love, that's when we'll start getting this happiness from inside. So we're going to quickly go over, I'm sorry, the Sangha did make a request that 1 hour is sometimes a little bit long for everyone to say, but we're just going to quickly go over these talks. If someone has any questions or comments, please feel free to post in the comment section or the WhatsApp group, and Das and Dasi will try to answer. Otherwise, we're just going to do job of these talks, and that'll be end of the Sakhi for today. Okay, ji? So, Jini Dittha Mera Sati Guru Pao Kare तिनके साबे पाप गवाई हरि दरगह ते मुख उजले बहु शोभा पाई जन नानक मंगै तूड़े तिन जो गुर के सिख मेरे भाई. So look, exactly like when Jini Dittha Mera Satguru Paukar, when Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji started looking at their Satguru Sri Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji with love, Tinke Sab Paap Gavai, everything wrong that they had done before, they didn't have a Guru before, and they might have done some sins before, they were trying to get rid of their bad thoughts, all that got erased. Har dargah te mukh ujle, in this world, in the afterworld, everywhere, their faces became radiant. Everyone started bowing down to them. They started getting, just because they had this love for Guru Sahib Ji, everyone started respecting them. How? Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji became the Guru. People started matha taking to him. And Jan Nanak Mangya Tude Ten Jo Gur Ke Sikh Mere Pai. Guru Sahib Ji themselves, Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji themselves, matha take to Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji. Themselves, they fell at their charan. Themselves asked for their charan turi. Themselves put their feet on their head, and they said that you are a Sikh that truly love the Guru. The Guru themselves bows before you. Themselves like ask for your charan turi, ask for the dust of your feet. Guru Sahib Ji really showed these to come, right? सो जिनी डिठा मेरा साते गोरो भाव कारे, तिनके साबे पाप गवाई, हारे दरगह ते मुख उज्जले, बहु शोभा पाई। जानो नानक को मंगै तूड़े तिन, जो गुर के सिख मेरे भाई. So we're going to quickly do Kali Kali Laga, and then that'll be the end of the Sakhi for today. Jit Hari Je, Nane Bihari Ni, Jini, Dede Sari De, Tatikana Tha, Ditha, Mamila Me, Radikana Ra, Mera, Sasamukta Sa, Tatisari Te, Gagiyan Kurgo, Rariyan Kurdo, Sate Goro, ਭੱਬੇ ਕੰਨਾ ਭਾ ਊੜੀ ਔਂਕੜ ਓ ਭਾਉ ਕੱਕਾ ਮੁਕਤਕ ਰਾਰੇ ਸਿਹਾਰੀ ਰੇ ਕਾਰੇ ਤੱਤੀ ਸਿਹਾਰੀ ਤੇ ਨੰਨਾ ਮੁਕਤਾ ਨ ਤਿੰਨ ਕੱਕੇ ਲਾਂ ਕੇ ਸੱਸਾ ਮੁਕਤ ਸ ਭੱਬੇ ਸਿਹਾਰੀ ਭੇ ਸਾਬੇ ਪੱਪੇ ਕੰਨਾ ਪਾ ਪੱਪਾ ਮੁਕਤਾ ਪ ਪਾਪ ਗੱਗਾ ਮੁਕਤਾ ਗ ਬਾਵੇ ਕੰਨਾ ਵਾ ਈੜੀ ਬਿਹਾਰੀ ਈ ਗਵਾਈ ਹਾਹਾ ਮੁਕਤਾ ਜਿਨੀ ਡਿਠਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਸਾਤੇ ਗੋਰੋ ਭਾਉ ਕਾਰੇ तिनके साबे पाप गवाई हाहा मुक्ता ह रारे सिहारी रे हारे दद्दा मुक्ता द रारा मुक्ता र गगा मुक्ता ग हाहा मुक्ता ह दरगह तत्ते ला ते मम्मी औकड़ मो खखा मुक्ता ख मोख ऊड़ी औकड़ ओ जजा मुक्ता ज लल्ले ला ले उज्जले बब्बा मुक्ता ब हाही औकड़ हो बहो ससी होड़ा सो भब्बे कन्ना भा शोभा पप्पे कन्ना पा ईड़ी बिहारी ई पाई हारे दरगह ते मुख उज्जले बहु शोभा पाई जज्जा मुक्त ज नन्हे औकड़ नो जानो नन्हे कन्ना ना नन्ना मुक्ता न कक्की औकड़ को नानको मम्मी टिप्पी मंग गगे दलां गै मंगै धद्दे दलैंकड़ धू राड़े बिहारी डे धूड़े तत्ती सैरी ते नन्ना मुक्ता न तेन जज्जे होड़ा जो गग्गी औकड़ गो रारा मुक्ता र गुर कक्के ला के ससी सैरी से खखा मुक्ता ख सेख मम्मे ला में रारे ला रे मेरे भब्बे कन्ना भा ईड़ी बिहारी ई भाई जिन जानो नानक को मंगै तूड़े तिन जो गुर के सिख मेरे भाई, जिनी डिठा मेरा साते गोरो भाव कारे, तिनके साबे पाप गवाई, हारे दरगह ते मुख उजले, बहु शोभा पाई, जानो नानक को मंगै तूड़े तिन, जो गुर के सिख मेरे भाई। सो गुरु प्यारी साध संगत जी, विचार करते हैं, साखी सुनाते हैं। दासन दासी ने अनेक गलतियां बनाई हैं, अनजान बच्चे समझ के माफ कर दो। आई मेड सो मेनी मिस्टेक्स, please forgive me. I'm sorry for taking a little bit longer. I just thought everyone already knew the first story. I decided to include the second story, but please forgive me. And please keep blessing us with your sangat. And if they have any comments, any ways we can improve, any suggestions, please let us know. ठीक है जी।